Mr. Stroll. I'm only going to speak for a few minutes. I'll introduce, we have Gene Crowder, Aboriginal Affairs Critic, Grand Chief Stan Ludich from the Mushkegowuk Council, Chief Teresa Hall from Attawapiskat. The one thing I want to say at the beginning is that when we began this fight for a school for Attawapiskat, it was only the students. We are now at a position of over 100 students, schools across Canada. We have the Ontario Public Teachers Association, who will be co-hosting an event on the Hill today. We have the English Catholic teachers, we have the school boards of Ontario and the school boards of Canada, who are all saying one message, that the woeful and disgraceful lack of support for First Nation education has to stop. We believe that it is unprecedented in Canadian history to have so many education leaders from across Canada come together in support of a school campaign. Today, as I said, the Ontario Teachers Federation will be with us co-hosting an event. We have the public school boards coming to show support. We have schools from Southern Ontario who will be coming over the next 2 days to meet the students of Attawapiskat and to show solidarity in their fight. I'm going to turn it over to Gene Crowder for a minute, and then we are going to turn it over to the real leaders in our community, our future leaders, our young people.
Gene Crowder, Nanaimo Cowichan. Attawapiskat is a symptom of a much bigger problem in Canada. 39 First Nations communities across Canada are doing without a school or have one in need of urgent major repair at an estimated cost of $315 million. Many of these are in small, remote communities where the school is a linchpin for the community. Without access to rooms, gathering places, or recreation, there is very little for young people to do. That doesn't include the communities where children are taught off reserve with no guarantee of culturally appropriate education. In a report just 2 weeks ago, the Auditor General found that the capital construction cost was one of the areas that was poached for funds for children and families on reserve. School construction has not been a priority for capital funds for over 5 years, and it shows. Building of new schools has not kept up with the population growth, and it is not uncommon for there to be 20 to 50% more students than the buildings were meant to hold. A school also needs teachers, and in remote communities, that means teachers need to be built. Without decent living accommodations, retaining teachers is a problem. In Manitou City Cree Nation in northern Manitoba, their teacherage is 646 square feet, and 10 school staff live there. Attawapiskat has become a symbol for the rest of First Nation schools across this country, and it is time that this government showed some leadership and took some action.
My name is Chris Pup. We are the grade 8 students from Grand Magazine School in Attawapiskat, Ontario. I am a member of the Cree Attawapiskat First Nation. We would like to thank everyone for joining us here today. We thank you for your ongoing support of our community and our fight for a new school. We have been called the forgotten children of Attawapiskat, but we are forgotten no longer. Thanks to the efforts of thousands of students across Canada, the children have a voice. We would like to thank each student, teacher, school, and organization that took the time to write a letter or to pass our message on to others. We also like to thank all the people who will come to Ottawa to support us here at the Day of Action Week tomorrow. We, the grade 8 students, are the generation of students who have never seen a real school. That is why we made the decision to come to Ottawa to support us. We have been planning our graduation trip since September and have been fundraising all year. In March, we decided to cancel our trip to Niagara Falls and instead come to Ottawa. We felt it was important to speak with Minister Straw to express why we think that our community deserves a school. We sent a letter to Chuck Straw asking him to meet with us. Our message to Mr. Straw is that we have been waiting long enough. We want what every other student in Canada has, a good school.
Three years ago, my sister, Serena Sturgeon, here on this spot, pleaded for a new school for our community. She sat in a meeting where Andy Scott, Minister of INAC, promised us a school. But I asked, why do I have to come back and do the same thing once again? As young people, we have been told to stand up for our promises, but our own government cannot keep a promise that they have made 3 times. Minister Chuck Straw needs to keep his word. How could he tell us that we don't have a right to a new school? All students in Canada deserve a learning environment that they are proud to attend. That gives them hope. We want the same hope as every other Canadian student.
Hello, my name is Solomon. I am here on behalf of my younger sisters and brothers who don't know what a real school looks like. I am here on behalf of the kindergartens who have to walk 10 minutes just to go to gym class for the little weather. I am here on behalf of our disabled students who have to wheel their wheelchairs to snow days. I am here on behalf of students who have already lost hope, dropped out because they haven't even before grade 5. I am here on behalf of a community who has been left out way too many times. Our message is simple. We want what every other kid in Canada takes for granted. New school, safe school, clean school, school that will give our young people hope. And thank you for listening to me.
Just to add a couple of things to what the students have been saying. Minister Straw has said all along that there's no need for a school in Atawapska. There are no health and safety reasons. They put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the school. Those are all lies. They're band-aid solutions. What the kids need is a new school, basic, simple, new school for the community. They talk about lack of money, but we see expenditures every day going on to help international countries, the states, and other areas. And in their own backyard, they can't help the students of Atawapska. We're here to plead to the minister to help us. No more broken promises. Thank you.
We'll take questions.
Maybe one of the things we kind of